The winds, extreme drought, and lightning have already combined to give Georgia a historic wildfire season, and it's only early July. Georgia U.S. Senator Saxby Chambliss got a good feel for the devastation to one of the state's top agricultural commodities when he visited the Waycross Command Post. The Farm Monitor's Rick Treptow was there as well, and he has this story for us. Rick?
We've got over 250,000 acres of forest land that is either burnt or blown down and on the ground. Over $100 million worth of timber damage to private lands. We've had over 9,000 fires this year that have burned 139,000 acres of private forest land. So we're having a real tough time with fires this year.
The Georgia Forester gave the same dismal picture to U.S. Senior Senator for the state, Saxby Chambliss. At a briefing, the Senate Agriculture Committee member was told the multi-state workforce with some international firefighters have been risking their lives daily. The senator and other officials later took advantage of a helicopter to strap in and see the fires from the best vantage point. When back on the ground, the senator was unfortunately impressed.
It's a horrible sight to see just mile after mile after mile of trees just burned to a crisp, and awful lot of pine needles at the top of those trees that are going to be falling on the ground, which creates another potential hazard in the future.
The Honey Prairie fire, the largest one, started and jumped out of the Okefenokee Wildlife Refuge.
Very, very emotional for these landowners as well as for the swamp.
We were in some of the heavily burned timber. The flames must have been incredibly intense. The trees first burned from the windy side, then around. A large fire break had already been constructed to stop the initial blaze. These bulldozers were stripping. They called it a prevention measure.
What will happen if we have a spot fire get into this area, it will be less intense because you have short areas of fuel. And these strips of fuel that are in between, you really don't have enough time for them to build in intensity to have a real strong crowning fire. And it makes it a lot easier for us to control these fires.
Money to fight the fires in Georgia has run out. The federal and Georgia emergency management agencies are involved.
Well, it's going to be harder and harder to find money for disasters. Obviously, we've had fires all over the country this year, particularly one out in Arizona that is significantly bigger than this one, but this one's had a huge impact on the private sector. How we're going to deal with that going forward is going to be very, very difficult because we're out of money.
Most of the Georgia fires are 50 to 60% controlled. More rain is needed.
It would be great if we'd continue to see an inch here and an inch there and some accumulation of rains, but this is a case where it's tough to beat Mother Nature.
Well, Mother Nature is also protective. Right near the Okefenokee visitors entrance, all is calm now. These alligators seemed content, but on guard. I'm Rick Treptow for the Georgia Farm Monitor.